Good morning students. Today we are going to start lesson number 6, air. So we know any organism, plant or animal around us cannot live without air. So nature has given us this resource. The earth is surrounded by a thick blanket of air known as atmosphere. So air around us forms a blanket which is known as atmosphere. The next topic which we are going to study is presence of air. Air is invisible, we cannot see, but it's present all around us. It fills the spaces available to it. If we talk about a room, for example, the room which I am standing in, it is empty, but it is not empty actually, it has air inside it. If we cannot see air, then how can we say that it is present around us? So for this we will do an activity in which we will take a tumbler full of water. This tumbler has water filled inside it. We will invert a glass which is empty. We will take an empty glass and we will invert it inside a tumbler. We will see the air bubbles are coming out. The air bubbles are coming out, which shows that the empty glass was not empty actually, but it has air. So the next topic which we will study is displacement of air by water. Displacement of air by water. Since water is heavier than air, it goes to bottom when poured in a tumbler, and a volume of air equal to that of water comes out of the tumbler. So we can say this, that water has displaced air. For example, we have taken a tumbler which is empty, it does not have anything. When we pour water into this tumbler, we will see that water will occupy the space inside the empty tumbler, but the air will be displaced outside. So we can say that air is displaced from the tumbler, or water has displaced air, and this displacement is known as upward displacement of air. Upward displacement of air. Upward displacement of air. So air, the displaced substance, goes upward. Such displacement is known as upward displacement of air. Then we can reverse this process. We have a bottle which is filled with water, and we close its mouth. We have a bottle. We have a bottle which is filled with water, and we close its mouth with our thumb. So we close it like this with our thumb and invert it into a bucket containing water. And if you leave it, then we see again the air bubbles will come out, which again shows that this displacement is known as downward displacement of, instead of upward, downward displacement of air. So you will see in this experiment that bubbles rise up the liquid and collect in the upper part of the bottle. Because when we invert this bottle, the water will come into the bucket, but the upper part of this bottle will not have anything, but it will have air. So the upper part has air, the lower part has water, which is inverted or inserted into a trough containing water. So the bottle will be full of air, and the level of the water in the bottle will become same as that of the trough. So how much water is in this trough? Same water will be present in the bottle. So this is known as downward displacement of water, because air has taken the upper place and water is at the lower part. Now next topic which we will see, does soil contain air? Does soil contain air? So the answer for this is yes. soil contains air, and we can say the soil is porous in nature. It has small pore, and we can say it is porous in nature. So soil is made up of small particles between which there are spaces called pores, and other words we can say the soil is porous. The pores are filled with air, and so soil contains air. When water enters these pores, so if you take a beaker which has soil and you put water into this beaker, then we will see the air bubbles coming out. The air bubbles shows that soil has small pores or soil is porous in nature. This also explains what we have learned in the earlier chapter, that when it rains heavily, earthworm and snakes, they come out of the soil because the spores which are present in the soil are occupied by water. So we can say that water in this case displaces air. Air comes out from the soil, from the pores of the soil, and water takes its place. What if, have you ever thought, what if soil does not contain air? If soil does not contain air, then no organism will be able to survive, because earthworm and other insects, earthworm and other insects which live inside the soil, they are able to survive because of pores or air present in the soil. If soil is not containing any air, they will die, and they are very beneficial for us in a way that they increase the fertility of the soil. Earthworm will eat the soil and excrete out, which works as a manure. Earthworm, when they eat the soil and when they excrete out, that excreta of earthworm work as a manure or natural fertilizer, and hence increase the fertility of the soil. In the absence of air, plant root, if there is no air inside the soil, the plant roots will not get proper oxygen and will die. And you know that we are able to survive because of plants. So if plants die, then animals will also die. So in the absence of air in the soil, plants would not grow as their roots would not get oxygen, and the absence of plant will bring all the life on the earth to end. So with this we end, does soil contain air? So for today we will discuss only this much, how soil contain air. Next we will discuss, does water contain air? So note down your homework for today. Read everybody note down the homework. Read the topic discussed today. And try to solve exercises and learn them. So I hope everybody will do the homework. So we will meet next class with next topic, does soil contain water? Thank you so much, students.